Hello everybody, my name's Atley. Welcome back to my SnowRunner hard mode playthrough. We are in the Thatcher Force. We're just going to grab some fuel and then crack on with the episode. We've got a lot to do, hell of a lot to do. I probably will need to change trucks, so let's refuel out of the Paystar into my trunk. Into me. Yeah, thought so. So I'm going to top up with fuel completely. I haven't really got a plan. I've got a plan of the start of an episode, then I'm going to be working it out as I go along. I am recording this straight after the previous one. It's funny, the radio's not on. Maybe it's because it's night. Yeah. Build the Force. Build the Paystar. Getting through that fuel already, look. So what we're going to do with the Force, because I need its trailer to do much useful stuff. But what we're going to do is take it through the garage. We're going to load up one lot of metal beams from the warehouse around the side. Then we're going to take it back over where we've just brought it from. Being a bit careful of not tipping it over. I do wonder whether I'll be better off. I changed trucks, didn't I? Put the lights back on. Whether I'd be better off using the Azov, but I'm going to stick to the Force just because of the fuel range of having that roof rack. So we're going to pick up one lot of metal beams, and then we're going to take them to the conveyor near where we just tipped this thing over. Deliver the metal beams, one lot. I think there's two lots needed. Let's turn off this tracker because that's really annoying. I know what I want to deliver, I know where I want to deliver it to. But we're going to basically use this to go and get the Zix. Because really, in terms of, I was just looking at the map, and in terms of the order of doing these conveyors, I can do them all from outside now. So, really, it's only the Zix that's inside the net of what will be closed off when the conveyors are completed. So, although I intended to do conveyors at the start of this episode, as part of doing that I need to get that Zix moved out so that I know I've got a clear route. And then the other thing I realised while I was looking at the map that I'd completely forgotten is that up on the side of the mountain that we've been coming down for logging near the gold mine, the twin steer is still on its roof halfway down the mountain. So I need to get up there and rescue it, which is probably a job for the Zix, I suppose. So that's another thing that I've got to do. So, yeah, how many more episodes will be will include getting that twin steer. There was a suggestion in comments just to leave it rotting on the side of the mountain. But if I was going to do that, I'll get it to the garage and sell it. If I'm not going to use it, it's far too valuable to just leave on a mountain. And then speaking of selling it, I've still got the hard mode bug from phase 8, where for me, I know this isn't the case for other people, but for me, I'm able to get 100% for selling trucks. I haven't done that yet, but I am seriously thinking of just selling one of the Caterpillar forklifts and keeping one and treating it as I've got the same amount of money for selling one that I would get if I sold them both. But in the process, I've gained a useless forklift as compensation for the game having bugs in phase 8. I'm not going to use that forklift though, I don't think. So, store the crane, pack the cargo. At least I'm going one way with some cargo. And I know this is needed at conveyor belt 1. I think it needs 2 of them, but conveyor belt 1, I'm full of cargo. And then where the Zix is parked, there's some bricks that I need for like conveyor belt 3. So if I can get the Zix with enough fuel in it to get out, and then get down to conveyor belt 3 to deliver some bricks, grab my trailer, and then we're back to 6 slots of working out what to collect from where for the best benefit. And it should be coming into daylight fairly soon. Just coming through here to pick up the road and get across that same wading point that I just came through last episode. So just make sure that I know on the map where the crossing point is. It's here. I'll go up the road as far as there. Cross over. I think I know what I'm doing. May or may not work very well. Mentioned at the start of the last episode that the household has one positive COVID-19 test result, and I'm not feeling great. I've got a bit of a sore throat. I'm also starting to develop a fever. I'm recording this immediately after the last one, so I'm kind of recording a couple of episodes before I deteriorate if I'm going to come down with COVID. I have had COVID before, and it wasn't too bad for me. I had fairly mild symptoms with it. So hopefully I'll be fine, but I'm just recording a couple of episodes while I feel up to it, just in case. And then hopefully I'll shrug it off and it won't be an issue for me. So I'm aiming for the Tiger, which you can just about see in the middle top of the screen there, the blue lacy paint job. The Ford is parked there as well, as they both made an attempt at getting this thing on its wheels. It's a Tiger that succeeded in the end. But I was driving through what I know to be a nasty camber S-bend in the pitch dark, and I couldn't really see my line well enough, and I was talking and not focused. Hopefully I'll be okay this time. Let's not tip it over in the same place. So I can drop this off here because it needs quite a lot more. So I'm not... Hang on. Please remove your vehicle out of the construction area. Okay. I get you. Oh, I'm assuming it won't construct it when I've just delivered one part. It was a bit of a harsh message, but fine, whatever. Your game, your rules, mate. And then I'm going to come through here, cross over to where the Zix is, chuck some fuel in the Zix, and or tow the Zix out, but pick up the bricks while I'm there. Pretty sure I've come through here in the Zix when I was going to do the contests. I don't think I can just wade straight across that. I had to come around this edge, which seemed a bit harsh to me, but Zix is going to have to go back to the garage area to get enough fuel to go off and do the rescue of the twin steer. Now I can cross here. I wouldn't come here for bricks. I would just get them from the warehouse up north. I'm only going to pick these bricks up because I'm here to get the Zix anyway. And that's why I brought this rather than the Tiger, because at least I'm getting some cargo out of the drive. Let's deconstruct this person's brick house. Don't need wooden planks for any of them. So that house over there is safe. Still crane, back to cargo, done. And then the Zix is behind me. That's a pretty rubbish turning circle, isn't it? In reverse. Why me? Making this hard work, aren't I? Is that close enough? Refuel, yes. So, I think my trunk into the Zix. And then we'll get out. I'll take them out on a rope. I'll lead with the force and the Zix can follow me out. They're both going to have to go back to the garage for fuel anyway at some point. And I may as well head, when I get across this river, I think there's another conveyor crossing here. And because the force wants to head south, I may as well do that, hadn't I? Make sure I know where that crossing is, but I don't think it's far away. And I'll probably take, I might even take all of this fuel out of the Zix. I just want to get it out of this center area and onto the road where I can like fuel rescue it properly without having to come all the way in here. So map real quick. I've not actually been down here. Yeah, I wonder if I'm doing the right thing. There's another crossing there. I'm assuming that that's a route that I can navigate. Did I want to go over those rocks, or should I just trust that I can navigate this water? Need to be up at the Zix in front. The Zix would be a boss in this sort of water. So this one doesn't take these bricks, I don't think, but let's check. Nope, this one doesn't take... Oh, so this one does need planks. Oh, wrong button. So this one does... Yeah, okay. I'll have to decide where to get planks from then. There's plenty of planks on the map. I'm not going up to the sawmill for them. I'm not going up to the lumber mill up on the mountain either. Right, where am I now? Not really familiar with this bit of the terrain. I think I'll leave the Zix there. It's got a bit of fuel. How much fuel's it got? Zix has got enough, I think, to get itself back to the garage if it goes up north rather than me dragging itself away from the garage. But I'm now going to head down to the other conveyor where these bricks need to be delivered, and then I can pick up my red 4-slot ramp trailer, which is currently stored at the ore sorter. Driving across this person's yard, taking out his fence, because I don't want to be in those ruts any more than I have to. So for me now, it's deliver these two, grab my trailer, and get back up to the garage, refuel, and then work out which cargo I need to pick up next, which is almost certainly going to be going up to the big warehouse. At the north of the map. So this is all saucer 3. This needs the bricks. So it needs 2 more lots of bricks. This needs metal rows. Now that's a pain for me, because I can get metal rows I checked and there are 2 left here. But there are also 2 in the garage in Big Salmon Peak. Or I can bring a metal beam to this rolled steel factory, turn it into rolls and bring it back. So either way, 2 of those sets of rolls are a long way away, which is a bit of a pain. But I'm just wondering whether it is worth my effort to pick up these bricks, or whether that's going to push. I think that's going to push my fuel to. I may end up doing that on a future trip when I've got full roof rack again. But at the moment, I think that would push my fuel too low. So let's just focus on get the trailer and then get up to the garage to refuel. It kind of feels like there's another 2 or 3 episodes still. It's quite a lot of work to do, and even without the twin steer recovery, it's quite a lot of running around to do these conveyors. And none of it's particularly difficult. It's just lots of driving. And then I've still got some trucks that are in fuel vulnerable situations. Like my crocodile is way down south there. If I had a trailer and a crane and fuel, the crocodile isn't far off being able to go and get that 2 slots of rolled steel. Right, reunite this with its trailer. And then I've got to get myself back up the garage. So far I've delivered 1 metal beam and 2 lots of bricks. I'll have to check that on my spreadsheet. And then when I work out what to get next. Done this trip loads, haven't we? With this exact combo of the force in this trailer, we were up and down to do that ore sorter quite a lot. I have noticed when I've been editing as well that this one truck has quite a lot more engine noise than a lot of others, and I end up having to sort of turn down the game audio a little bit when I'm editing footage that's got this truck on it, because it's a bit overpowering. Let's get some help. Icky bit of terrain that is. Right, so fuel up, and then I'll have a little think about what it is I need to load up. I can hear the radio already. Refuel. And I'm just going to pull forward enough that I'm away from that radio, because it does bother me, as you know. Moving. Handbrake. Right, engine off. Let's have a look at what we need. So I need 1 more lot of metal beams, small pipes. So I need 4 small pipes for conveyor belt 2. Conveyor belt 1 needs consumables plus fuel, and then one more metal beam. Yeah, let's do that. So conveyor belt 1, consumables and fuel. Because it won't close the route up until I do the metal beam. I don't think there's an issue in me closing that route up anyway. I don't think there's anything I need to go in there for. I've just got half a mind. I need to work out where to get the wooden planks from before I commit to closing any of them. But if I got everything bar one piece delivered, then I've still got the flexibility of deciding later on to go that way. There's wooden planks there. I can get those. I think they're for conveyor 2. And then there's more. There's bricks here. I could get those rather than messing around with the ones down by the other end. And then there's more wooden planks here. So we'll probably get these wooden planks and bricks that are alongside the road. But we'll focus on the 4 consumables, 2 fuel first. So there's a metal beam there as well. Quite a lot of it. Even if you can't get it in the warehouse, you can get it in and out on the way to the warehouse. You just need a 20 slot trailer, right? You can do it all in one go then. Not worth getting metal beams from here, because you may as well get them at the warehouse where we got at the start of the episode, because that's closer to the delivery points than coming up here for them. And the same might be true of bricks and wooden planks. I'll have a think about that. So now we come in and we have to do a bit of trailer manipulation. Remember how to do it, because it's been a while. Maybe a little bit too far forward. Disconnect the trailer. Scat the fence out of the way. I'm not really precious about fences. Why would I struggle? Get alongside the trailer. Attach my side winch to the trailer side, and then I can move the trailer with me. Position it ready for loading and then reattachment after. It's a neat trick, thank you. Right, so cargo, I want 4 lots of consumables, 2 fuel. Install the crane, pack the cargo, unpack the cargo, get the trailer on, get it all packed, get rolling down the road. Pack the cargo. We're coming into the late dark. There's just going to be, all of this will be in the dark, unfortunately. It's going to be done. Quite a heavy cargo to drag down through here. We may as well fill up on the way past. Just no reason not to. And then off we go. River crossing will be a bit of a challenge, as will a bit of terrain in the dark that I tipped over last episode. I'll just have to be careful. See, the Tiger is a thing to aim at. Give me my line. Obviously can't see a damn thing, so hoping that there's nothing. You could probably drive across this 20 times, and then on the 21st time there'll be one rock that you've missed the previous times that just causes you trouble. Heavy cargo. Turning the trailer around won't be fun, but should be alright. There we go. So this will be all of the deliveries for this one, barring one metal beam. Now we've got to turn the trailer around. In the dark. In here. Great. Probably when I use that same trick, don't I? Attaching my winch. Yeah, not so easy to do that in the mud. Yeah, the trailer's just bringing me in a straight line. Okay, different plan. This mud doesn't want to play. Now I want to try and pull the tail of the trailer in. See what's behind me. Apart from a big tree. Blimey. Right. Maybe I should have driven through and turned around on this side. And then now I'm going to see if I can squeeze past it and push the nose around as I'm doing it. That'll do. That'll do. Ugly, but it'll work. It's not the cargo that's difficult, it's the trailer, isn't it? Right, we're attached. Let's go. Let's go. Back to garage. More fuel, and then work out what's next. So we can almost tick number 1 off, because all that needs is 1 2-slot metal beam brought in. I think the biggest thing left is pipes, small pipes. I think to number 2, but I think it's 4 lots. And aren't they 2 slots each? This is all getting a bit chewed up as well, I reckon. I won't come across this again this episode, so the terrain will reset when I exit the game and reload it. Doesn't want to move, and there's nothing I can winch to. Detach the trailer, go moving on my own. Even on my own it doesn't want to move. What's going on? Oh, I'm stuck on something. Can't see a thing. Engine off. Let's jump into the Taiga. No messing. Right over there. Taiga power. I think maybe my trailer got washed downstream a little bit further than my normal line. Although even the Taiga's struggling a little bit, so maybe I've just chewed this up to the point now that it doesn't want to work. Try and head slightly upstream of it. Put me on a different line. Taiga power. I wonder if the Taiga would be okay to go and get the twin steer, to be honest. It might be more maneuverable. 6 is probably more fun though. Yeah, I think that's what's been going on here, is that this terrain is just so chewed up, where I've been in and out of here a few times in this play session. Right. Taiga can drop that line and stay there. Not quite on the T-junction though. Because again, I don't know when it's needed next to help me out. There's no point taking it to the garage. Then the Force back on asphalt. I'll leave it here before the radio while I think about what I might do next. So we can almost tick off 1 is basically done, barring 1 metal beam. 3, I think we've done the slab, haven't we? Yeah, we've done the slab for 3. So 3 needs the 4 metal rolls plus 2 more lots of bricks. And there are bricks down here. It almost makes no sense to haul them further than that, even though that's a little bit of a trek off through the trees. It's a bit of fun driving around this icy ledge by the look of it, so I think I'll probably get those bricks from there, which means metal rolls are my problem. Kind of much of a muchness, isn't it? What's quicker? Craft metal rolls from here, or go through to the garage and get 2 from Big Salmon Peak, where they're just sat there at the garage on the floor. Kind of think getting them from Big Salmon Peak is quicker than hauling them up there. And then the one that I'm more concerned about, because there's a bit more work to me, this one. Because that's 4 lots of small pipes. They're 2 slots each. Now I can get them unlimited supply here. That's going to be 1 trip just for small pipes. And then they need taking into this conveyor. That's a little bit more of a nuisance to get to, I think. Is there a route across? Because I don't want to go all the way up to where I've just been crossing. Is there another route here? Maybe I'll jump into the Zix and drive to here and just kind of have a look at that. Coming into daylight, so I should be able to see a bit. And then I want to move the Zix towards the garage anyway. So maybe I'll just scout that and see if there's another crossing that's a bit easier than going all the way around. The lights are rubbish on this Zix, to be fair. Those small pipes, hauling through here would be a bit of a pain, but it's just as much of a pain going the other way, coming up from south. This muddy track is just gnarly both directions. So it's more about where the river crossing is. Maybe it's a crossing, but it doesn't look much like it, does it? Engine off. So let's use a trick that was suggested. Let's use our free cam and see if it'll give us a chance to look. Because you can clip yourself under the water, look. So you can kind of use it like a drone that will go submersible. Not that deep over there, is it? So that looks like that might be a crossing then, all the way to those trees. So if you can kind of see my mouse to there. What does that look like from here? So that maybe to there. And the question is that then navigable out to the road? Let's have a look. If any truck can negotiate this type of terrain, it's this Zix. The question is, would I feel comfortable doing it in the force with the cargo on in the other direction? That's a neat trick though, wasn't it? Using the photo mode as a kind of drone that will go submersible for you. Alright, so I think the force could negotiate this bit. And then this is a bit of a washout gully. But the good news is there are some tyre tracks on it. And then the question is, how do I rejoin the road? I'm pretty sure I came here and got bricks or wooden planks off this foundation. So I'm pretty sure that's probably the safer one, is after these trees. Around there. Yeah, I reckon I can do that in the force with a trailer on. Yeah. Yeah, I think that route works, if I can remember it in the next episode. I'm not going to be doing that this episode, it's too much. By the time I start that and get the... I'm going to have to do 3. So I'm positive. I'm not wrong, am I? The small pipes are 2 slot. So if I got to carry 4 of them, I can only carry 3 lots on the batch of force at a time. Unless I put the 2 slot cargo on this and take this and the force in convoy. But anyway, as part of doing that scouting, I've also got the Zix back to the garage, which is where I wanted it for fueling. So that is a good outcome as well. Engine off. I think, although it's a little bit shorter than my last recording, I think I'm going to wrap this episode here, because the next activity I want to do is those small pipes, and I think that's too big to bite off now. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this episode here. Next episode we will start off with doing those 3 lots of small pipes initially into conveyor 2, and then we can again review what's needed and work out which order we want to close them off with the final deliveries. Maybe I'd get all the conveyors done in the next episode if it goes well, but I'm not going to rush about it, because we do also need to get that twin steer back on its wheels. That might be a mammoth task in its own right. That might even be in a whole episode in its own right, because it's not just getting on its wheels, it's driving it back to the garage as well. But that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. In the meantime, thanks and goodbye.